What is up, guys? It is KikiZilla101 here yet again, and welcome back to Kiki and Coffee, the show where we casually talk about stuff and put in as minimal effort as possible while we drink coffee. So grab your coffee, tea, or other preferred beverage, and let's get straight into the video. Ah, yeah. Sweet coffee. Alright. Now, today we're going to finally be doing our first collection video through Kiki and Coffee, and the first collection video in a long time. I've been intending on doing this collection video for a long time. I have absolutely no freaking clue what all the things are that have changed since the last one. So I'm basically going to run through everything, and I will try to point out some of the more recent stuff or things I'm really proud of. I am really proud of the shelves. I'm going to mostly focus on the dinosaur stuff, but I will show you guys briefly my other stuff as well. So let's just get straight into this. Alrighty, so first off, this is the new Dinosaur Shelf, and everything that's all finished up with it. I do want to point out that this is a pretty cool Jurassic World poster. I finally have that up. I took down my Godzilla posters, unfortunately, because they were kind of ripping, but these ones are still up. So I have these Jurassic World posters that I got from back when Jurassic World was actually a thing. And then there's this art here I don't want to forget about. This is my friend David's, aka Spino Dude. He actually drew me all those. It's really cool. I love those portraits. I was hoping to collect a whole little wall of them, but he hasn't really sent me any more of them, so shame on him. Anyways, this is also a really cool art piece I haven't shown off yet, but this is an awesome picture my dad drew me when I was 5. Yes, 2005. So I was 5, and my dad based it off of my green Papo standing T-Rex, but it's just a really cool art piece that he drew for me and surprised me with when I was much younger. He is an extremely talented artist, and I love that. It's also got the Jurassic Park text, but with like a little bite mark taken out of the wording right there. Utterly love that piece. Definitely really happy to actually have that displaying with the shelf as a whole. So I have a lot of new stuff, but also a lot of shelf risers. The shelf risers made a huge effect on the shelf. So let's start out over here, because finally the ceratopsians are all lined up. They're all here. I finally have my little ceratopsian shelf thing. We have our little favorite code, Styracosaurus, filling in for the Safari one. Because, well, not filling in for one. I guess he's just there hanging out because the Safari one won't get a place on this shelf because I don't want it. We also have the Utyrannus sitting here just because I thought it was a nice, more prominent place for it, because I love that dinosaur. Even though I'm not super into the figure, I still really like it. So yeah, this is just a really cool little ceratopsian thing here. Really cool to show off all of the different head ornamentation of the different species, which is also why it's really cool to have the favorite Styrac in there. We also have this Psittacosaurus and this Pianosaur baby trike hanging out with them up there, just a like complete little ceratopsian shelf. So we have the Safari Giga, which is just amazing, sitting there. We have the T-Rex. We have this Pianosaur Anchiornis, which is definitely new. I have a lot of Pianosaur minis now, including the Nemicolopterus just hanging out on top of that Camarasaurus right there. We have these two awesome Carnosaurs, the Carcharodontosaurus and the Allosaurus, just chilling there. A new 2020 figure review for this guy's already up on the channel. Prestasuchus is great too. There's Red Tooth. And I'm loving this little section back here. Really great Stegosaurus, really cool Diplodocus. I love Diplodocus, really cool little thing there, and I just really am happy with how I positioned the Quetzalcoatlus there, because I don't really have anything hanging from the shelf or the ceiling. I'd like to do that, but it's kind of hard to pull off. So unfortunately, that's just not something that's entirely reasonable for me. But I'm really happy with that, because I'm actually someone who really, really loves that Quetzalcoatlus, and I know I'm one of the few people that does, but I don't care. Eofauna Giga, still love that dude, but his standing is extremely annoying, and that Griposaurus back there has unfortunately been put back there to help the Giga stand. We have the Sarcosuchus right there, the new one. Also, review is already up on the channel. The review should already be up as well for all of these ceratopsians. I did a huge review for those. It's really cool. I definitely recommend checking that out. The new Atlasaurus, which may be my favorite figure on this entire shelf besides Bone Crusher, aka the Monster Commanderus Rex, but that dude is currently not on the shelf. I took him off so you can't see him. Yeah, so this Atlasaurus is beautiful. It's by far the best, well, I guess not by far, but definitely, in my opinion, the best Eofauna figure to date. It's beautiful. I love the pose. It's huge. It's a magnificent little thing. And the Nigrosaurus is still one of my favorite Safari figures. Love that thing. Think it's extremely underrated. the beautiful little thing. We have the Anzu and the Parasaurolophus back there. Two figures I have like kind of just middle of the road feelings about, but they both had a lot of potential, but unfortunately they're just kind of getting thrown back there. Now here is a really cool section because it's actually, if I can get this box out of the way, I have this modern day animal section in here, which is really cool. I'm really proud of this. It's got a wolf at the top howling. I just thought that was really cool. Wakita porpoise, my custom bald eagle repaint. That was a bald eagle figure from Safari, but we repainted as a stellar seagull. My friend Artsy Dilo and I did that together when I visited him in California. We got a lot of new Collecta, Safari, and Mojo stuff in here. We have a Mojo pronghorn and grizzly bear, and we have a bunch of Collecta stuff like the water buffalo, the springbuck, the fallow deer, caribou, and that whitetail, as well as this really cool Safari Ltd elk, which is my favorite modern day animal, by the way, so really happy I have that dude. Also just really cool sea life. Here's this dude. He also got just reviewed on the channel recently, my Papo, a Komodo dragon. So just a really cool little modern animal section. I'm really happy that they have a place on the shelf now, and I think it looks really cool, and it also doesn't feel out of place on the entire shelf. So really loving that. And it also, they're right next to the Cenozoic stuff, which is some of my favorite Cenozoic stuff is up on this shelf here. Love these two to death. That Gastornis is great. Unfortunately, it's retired now, so if you want to get that one, it's going to be a little harder to get a hold of. And the Daedon's obviously amazing as well. Got the Paleoloxodon just recently. Beautiful masterpiece of a figure. Wonderful pose. This is very blank here, but I'm leaving that intentionally because it forces me to sit there and have to look at this blank space, and it's going to propel me into getting more Cenozoic stuff because there's quite a few Cenozoic things I really want to get, and so this is going to encourage me to buy those because I really need to. There's also this little marine section, which I'm really digging. Shout out to what's his name? Eric. Don't know why I was trying to say Dino Man, but I wanted to say Eric. Dino Man / Eric, he got me this Tylosaurus back here, and he got me that white-tailed deer, so big shout out to him. Really love those two. Finally have a hold of that. And obviously I have the little Pianoso Becky right there, and this really cool Safari Ichthyosaurus. There's some cool marine stuff just hanging out in there. I'm probably going to replace this Safari Elasmosaurus with the Collecta Thalasmiodon, and once I can get that, so that would be pretty cool. Right here is one of my pride and joy of, or probably my pride and joy of the entire collection in terms of actually collecting. And this is the Safari Wild Parent and Wild Things Collection. So I'm just going to call them Wild Things Collection. Basically, I found out that that's the name for these little baby figures. But I've had these ever since I was young, and so I finally decided to start finishing off the collection. I finally got a hold of that Pteranodon, so we have that one. And we also got a hold of this Triceratops, so I finally have the adult version of that, and we have the standing Apatosaurus, which are new ones that I didn't have before. Blueberry is also just hanging out with them. We also have this Velociraptor just hanging out in the outskirts, as well as this Dilophosaurus and Pachycephalosaurus and Gorgosaurus. Those guys are all just hanging out with them, but really loving how compact this whole section is. Oh yeah, and there's also Louis, the Louis egg from Safari. So just a really nice, compact, beautiful little collection there. Almost done. I still need the Hypocrosaurus baby and adult, and I'd like to have an Allosaurus baby as well. But then after that, I think I'm pretty much done. I might end up getting some other color variants of the Tyrannosaurus, but we'll see about that. Carnegie stuff, really great stuff. These two are brand new. Just got these guys recently, the Concavinator and the Cryolophosaurus. Really happy with both of those. Definitely prefer this this Concavinator, and I think I like the Papo Cryolophosaurus a little bit more than this one, even though I don't have the Papo one yet. I've seen it when I visited Caesar, but I still really love that one. Really just cool little Velociraptor and Oviraptor stand back there. Some of my favorite Carnegie things up there. Including my favorite Carnegie figure of all time, or Carnegie set, which is that Maiasaur set. Some just classic stuff, my mint condition Trike and T-Rex there with no damage, which is beautiful. Love those two. Recently got this Dialong and the Bapiosaurus. Been wanting those two for a long time, so really happy about that. Also recently got this Amargasaurus. Actually, I got that a while ago, but you just haven't actually been updated on that. The Tapejara is hanging out up there on top of that Elasmosaurus that's on top of the Brack, and the Apatosaurus. We have a little Carnotaurus collection right here, which is really cool. This guy was also relatively recent. I think I actually got it in January now that I'm thinking about it. But I finally snagged that dude up. I've been wanting that for so long. And I also have Cooter, the Safari Carnotaurus, which my good friend David got that for me. And I also have this masterpiece that was actually given to me by David as well. And I love this thing. Easily the best Carnotaurus on the market, but this one's a very close second. And then there's Cooter. There's this really cool little Utah Raptor versus Gastonia set thing right there. We have the Fuki Raptors, the Fuki Raptor and the Fukisaurus, also given to me by Spino Dude. This Dino Kairos was given to me by my friend Artsy Dilo. He used to own it, but he knew that I really wanted this one, and he didn't really want it anymore, so he gave me that. Huge shout out to him. Love that thing. Just really cool little collector section. Oh, and my favorite part of the collector section is up here with two of my favorites. I know that this one is also one of my favorites, but he's over in the Carnotaurus section. But I love the Torvosaurus, love the Roaring Rex, and those corpses underneath each of them is just really cool. So I'm really digging that. I have the Papo Dimetrodon and the Schleich Taco back there. Really love those two. Some more of my Papo stuff. Really digging all of these dudes. Also have this really cool setup between the Schleich Steg and the Papo Strato back there, where Strato's about to maul that Stegosaurus. Some really cool stuff here. My two repaints back there. Videos for those are up on the channel. You guys can see those a little bit more in depth. So just some really cool Papo stuff. This is finally the Masterpiece Shelf. So the Masterpiece Shelf is finally up and running. Unfortunately, this section right now is just kind of like a temporary placeholder. I have the Jurassic World gift set right here still on display, and all the Beast of the Mesozoic boxes and stuff are up here in the NECA boxes as well as all my little tag collection and this little Safari goodie bag. And I have the Safari minis up there, or the Good Luck minis. I also have this little Jurassic World DVD with the Indoraptor from Mattel up there. It's my only Mattel figure that's like a proper figure. I actually probably should have grabbed my little what do you call it, Mattel little invisible Indominus Rex. I keep meaning to grab that and put it up there. I will do that after this video. But then here's the meme itself, the $6 meme with this little feathered tyrant dude. And this little tag was made by Eric, or aka Dino Man, because he loves the meme, and this is like one of my favorite things I ever have now. The video for this is up on the channel right now. It's one of my first ever D. Jenkins unboxings, and it's just a really funny joke where I was basically saying, it's $6, guys, $6, and it became a meme. So now I have the meme idolized inside the collection. My little statue section is still got the Vitae Giga right there. Just love that dude. This Papo limited edition Spino is still my favorite Spino figure and my favorite Papo figure. Love that thing. Essien, I finally have Essien the Spinosaurus, so that's really awesome. Got Lucas the Giga from PNSO. We have the Eofauna Dinosaur Facts and Figures Theropods book. Love that book. Had a lot of fun looking through that. I'm definitely going to be getting the sauropod one, but it's just temporarily sitting over there. Then my Beast of the Mesozoic section. This is my pride and joy of the entire collection. Not just the other shelf. This is my favorite. I love Beast of the Mesozoic. Beast of the Mesozoic figures are incredible. David Silva does amazing work. So yeah, I have gotten these guys a while ago. I got the black Velociraptor and the babies, or the nestlings, a long time ago, and then I got the Sornet the Lesties and the Tenuan Long. Then I got the Pyroraptor and the Sargon with that, and I just recently got this guy with the Eofauna figures I just got this week. Loving these. It's just a really cute little family right here with all the babies admiring their parents and trying to get their attention, as the father probably just came back from a little hunt, and he's greeting his mate. And I just really like how they look together, because the babies are like all black, just like modern day birds are. They usually change colors as they grow, and you can see a little bit of that black is retained in the adult male in my imagination, and then maybe the white turns into a tan with the red showing up as a male coloration, while females remain black with a little bit of brown. So I just thought it was a really cool little pair. I'm just really loving this display. I think it's really cool. I love this little Sornet the Lesties pack up here. I think that's my favorite in terms of display on the shelf. like because it gets such a high up spot, and it's really cool. Like the mother's just kind of leading her little brood away while one of them is really excitedly following their mom, and then the other two are playing in the midst of their little migration. And then you have here the Yuan Long and the Pyroraptor. I think their colors complement each other immensely. They both have oranges and blues, violets, blacks, and whites, but they both have contrasting amounts of each, and I think they're just perfect opposites, and they just look beautiful next to each other, and I'm really digging these two. This Pyroraptor's in a really cool running pose, while the Yuan Long is in this really cool prideful like display. Really digging that. And then my favorite Beast of the Mesozoic figure is the Sargon. I love this one. It's super naturalistic, beautiful looking figure. It's got this really cool display. This is by far my favorite pose, just not this like entire display, but the favorite posing set here is the mother is actually coming up to the babies and mouth feeding them. So this little baby is actually getting mouth fed, and I think that's just awesome. It's adorable. It's just really great. I'm planning on reviewing these guys. If you guys are really interested in that, please let me know in the comment section below, but I'm planning on doing like a single review for all the Beast of the Mesozoic figures, just highlighting some of the differences, but really only like, I guess, playing around with one of them. Let me know if you guys would prefer that, or if you prefer actual individual reviews on all of them. So yeah, and I have some plans to get a few more of the smaller sets and stuff, and I'm also going to be pre-ordering the Fan's Choice Ornitholestes, the second release version. Over here we have a NECA 2019 Godzilla and the SH Monster Arts Mothra and Rodan pack. They're just hanging out over there. And right over here, we have this cool little model that my friend Artsy Dilo got for me from the Denver Zoo. It's just a really cool little thing when he was here. Also, my aunt got me this little postcard of a bunch of elk. We also have an Eric plushie, this is just kind of space filler right now while the shelf is still growing. But it will, less of this not so masterpiece stuff will be on here as I get more stuff. And then we have Dead Pooh at the top. This really cool little clay model my dad and I made when I was really young. Alec from Bionicle is right here. He is in perfect mint condition, no cracked lime joints, amazing, beautiful little dude. I'm really happy about that. I have this SH Monster Arts 1989 Kill 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 Godzilla, and I love it. Really cool. He does roars and he does music and light up features. If you guys know what that is, you guys know how cool that dude is. Then I have more NECA stuff with the Burning Godzilla and the Atomic Blast. And then I have Mothra. Still planning on getting that blue variant of Mothra. I have the big NECA 2014 Godzilla. Also have these two GMK dudes and that big Bandai Batra back there. Then over here, we just have the Godzilla stuff. Not really super pristine condition right now. There's a lot of dust and stuff. Haven't really upkept it much. Then again, I know most of you guys aren't really here for that. And then there's this top shelf here. More Godzilla stuff. And here's some DVDs and stuff from all my Godzilla films. Comic books and just stuff that is in generally not well organized right now. But there's also this cool little comb that Spiner Dude got me. I love that thing. Some of my Imaginext figures in a giant pile with Coco and Kikizilla there. That is that. This is the collection. I'm really happy with everything so far. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. I really am digging how this shelf is coming together with all of the shelf risers, really highlighting each thing. I still have a couple sections I'd like to flesh out, like the marine and the Cenozoic sections in particular I'd like to flesh out. I'd like to complete the Wild Things collection, and I have more room for Collecta and Eofauna stuff to be mixed in over here. I'm going to be mixing Collecta, Safari, and Eofauna together because I think they all kind of look nice together. And that'll be going for the same over here. This Papo stuff is also probably just going to be getting a couple more Papo figures to put over there and then finish that off. And then of course finally the Masterpiece collection, or the Masterpiece shelf, is finally here with the little Godzilla section, with I guess these guys a little over here, and oh, the Beast of Mesozoic stuff, love them. And then you have this really cool stuff over here. So yeah, that's basically that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys want me to review anything in particular. I'm considering reviewing some of the Eofauna stuff and the Beast of the Mesozoic stuff, so, and probably Cooter as well. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.